Greetings, friends. The call is upon me, and I believe it is upon you too. I am so happy to be making this video once again for you today. Thank you for joining me. Today I have another story from my own experience, which was incredible. It began last week with me playing the game, as I do every day. I haven't made a video specifically about the game, although I do have an article written about it on my website. Please check the description below for the link, and you can learn more. I will sum it up quickly here for you though. The game is nothing more than the game of life, and seeing exactly how far you can go with it, and how many similarities, memes, common themes, breadcrumbs, Easter eggs, coincidences you can find. I never used to believe that I was the creator of my own reality. I used to see life as something that happened to me rather than something that I was participating with. When I learned that I could participate with it, I still did not believe in the law of attraction or the law of vibration, even though I have studied these things significantly. It took up until this year for me to fully believe in the law of vibration. And now, since I practice it every day, I am having amazing experiences come into my life with the game. I get to play all day long, and this is why it keeps getting better and better. So this particular game I began sometime last week. I was on a walk with a friend, and we were talking about the game, and I was using different examples to portray how one can go about playing the game. So as I was speaking with this individual specifically, I said, it's a lot like a video game. When you're looking for an Easter egg in a video game, or you're looking for a little broken piece, like a glitch in the video game that you can interact with, and then suddenly you can do something really neat in the video game that you didn't believe was programmed in there. So this is how I began this conversation. During this conversation, I couldn't remember the name of the video game. And all that week I kept thinking of a specific name, a name of my friend. And it just kept coming up. So when I got home after our walk and our discussion, and I was looking online, I received a message from this individual who has the same name, and in the message, he commented on my article about the game. He thought he was being funny because he told me that he didn't read it, and he said something to the effect of, you know, I guess I'm part of your game, but I didn't click on your link. He thought he was trolling me, which is fine. That's why we're friends. I think he's funny. But what I think is really funny is that he was totally part of the game, even though he didn't interact with my article other than leaving me this message. So he actually gave me the name of this video game that I was thinking of in this same message. I thought the game ended there. I didn't think there was going to be any more to it. Even though the name had come up for me so many times that week, I thought, okay, that's the end of that little tidbit. I'll take whatever breadcrumbs I got from it, and I'll just keep going on with the game. Well, unbeknownst to me this weekend, there was more of the game coming that I hadn't expected. So I went for a hike with a few friends, and when we got there, there was a fellow that arrived in the parking lot the exact same time that we did, and he had a dog, we had some dogs, so we just kind of gave him some space and let him go up the mountain first. We eventually made it up there, and he was at the top of the mountain with his dog, so of course we chatted for a few moments, and he is telling his story. As he's telling his story, he introduces himself. He's got the same name as my friend. Not only does he have the same name, it turns out I actually know this man, even though I had never met him. So a couple of years ago, there was a very sad and tragic event that was going on with a group of friends, a loss of someone that they loved dearly. And I was a little bit on the outskirts of that, and I was just trying to be there to be a supportive friend to them. So I knew of this man who was a loved one of this particular person, and I had never had the chance to meet him. So here we were on Father's Day at the top of this mountain, and not only did I not know I was going to be there, he didn't know he was going to be there that day. In fact, he had totally other plans for that day. He was going to go somewhere else entirely, but an unexpected event happened the day before, which altered his plans, so he found himself up at the top of this mountain at the exact same time as us. He even arrived in the parking lot at the exact same time as us. So when we're up there and we finally have this encounter, once again, I think that's going to be the end of the game. He invites me to a celebration at a sweat lodge for the local Aboriginal tribe here, and for the solstice. So I had been looking to actually take part in one of these ceremonies for a very long time, and it's part of my journey. So when he offered me the invitation, I jumped at the chance, and it was the most incredible experience where I was able to meet like-minded individuals that also play their own version of whatever they call the game. So it was really wonderful to see how all of these events united, the commonalities, the symmetries, everything being funneled to the same spot as long as we are paying attention to the signs around us. It was very, very powerful, and it just continues to show me exactly how much wonder there is out there for us, and also how listening to our inner voice is still the most important thing that we can possibly do, because look at all the amazing joy that it can bring us. So I'm sure I will have plenty more of these stories for you, and I hope that you listening to my stories will eventually convince you that you should start looking for the patterns in your own life. You know, your patterns may not be my patterns. There's going to be different things for you than there are for me or for someone else. But rest assured, everybody can partake in this web of life, this divine creative matrix. Everyone can communicate and play with the universe in this way if they open their eyes to look for the signs. So friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you do have so much fun playing with the universe, just as I have. Take care.